So I thought I'd make another video while I think through a new like intelligence type or like addition to this new kind of theory that I'm working on. It was introduced to me by a friend of mine named Ari that I'm in choir with. So I was explaining just the general sort of synopsis of the theory, which is that there are different types of intelligence that lead people to pursue different things in life. And I explained, that there's, so far in my head, there's comedic intelligence, which is all about seeing the bigger picture and being able to sort of find the truth and find what's funny about it. There's artistic intelligence, which is all about being able to maintain integrity through self-expression. There is sports intelligence, which is all about being in touch with competing and winning at being the best at something. And then there's game intelligence, which is all about seeing life through the lens of levels and bosses and points, and sort of finding the fun in everything. And then there's political intelligence, which is all about social interacting, knowing how to see yourself within a social system and where to place yourself within that system. I used the word hierarchy when I was explaining this to my friend, and she sort of she pushed back, and she said, I think there's one that you're missing, which is like community or communal intelligence, or nurturing intelligence. And we talked more, and eventually we sort of came to the conclusion that one thing. Okay, actually, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to rewind a little bit. What I took from what she said originally is that, as well, there's intelligence, and then there are values, and then there's motivations. So that's what I've sort of mapping it to the body for a little bit. The head is intelligence, is sort of perception of the world, and there's no energy behind it. It is purely a perception, and that's one of the rules of the intelligence types for me, is that there is no action innately tied to any intelligence. It is the way you express the intelligence is completely up to your values and your motivations. So then there's the values, which also have no energy. They are essences. They are sort of things that pull. It's sort of, yeah, I'd say it's a pull. Intelligence is a view. Values are a pull, and motivation is a push. Motivation is internal. Motivation is what gets you out of bed, kind of thing. So an example here, and I haven't figured out any of what the motivations and what the values could be in this situation. This is sort of just, I've just seen that there's two more facets to this system, and then maybe more. So far, motivation could be people, or the motivation could be societal motivation, like humanity motivation. And then the values could be nurturing. So to value the nurturing of people. And the intelligence could be games. So you see the nurturing of people through the lens of, or you're driven to nurture people. You're on a collective level, so not just the person in front of you, although you do that. You're driven to sort of nurture the world, if you will. And the way you do that is you find things that represent progress, and you find things that represent attack points, and you just put all your energy into getting more progress, and you get stronger so that you can attack back the things that attack you. Now, the things that's an example. It's a very rudimentary example. I tried to find things that were sort of that wouldn't quite go together, like game intelligence with a nurturing value. So again, I don't really know what the values are just yet. I haven't figured out what the values are. I haven't figured out what the motivations are. And even then, I haven't even figured out what the intelligences are. This is a really, really rudimentary system that, and it's just kind of based on some things that I'm seeing. And really fundamentally, what it is based on is that I'm friends with a lot of fashion designers, and I noticed that they all kind of have similar ways of thinking. They don't all think the same, but they have similar ways of thinking, and I'm noticing that there are patterns there. I'm friends with a bunch of musicians. I'm seeing that there's a lot of patterns there too. I'm friends with a lot of actors, and I'm seeing there's a lot of patterns there. I can't even necessarily see the patterns per se. I can't see the details of the patterns, but I can definitely see that there are patterns. I can recognize that there are patterns. So as I go deeper into my own creative fields and my own creative expression, I can analyze myself as a musician, but I feel, oh yeah, scientific intelligence. I don't know what that is yet though. There's something there, and I really want to see if I can keep it to 5, but if it gets to 7, then sure. But I just don't want it to. I want it to be as concise as possible in terms of words. I really want to make it as fundamental as possible. So, I could definitely see a version of this where there's a system with 24 different types of intelligence and 128 different motivations and 156 different like values that you could have. And ultimately there are infinite intelligences, infinite values, and infinite motivations. But I do feel that they will kind of naturally fall into ideally 2. Like that's really how fundamental I think it can get. I think you can get people-based intelligence and then object-based intelligence. And then within people-based intelligence can be things, can be different things, and that's just an example. I actually got that from Objective Personality System, which has the observer versus decider coin. And the observer coin sort of gets stuck at things, or is in pursuit of things. So when, for example, I'm working on this project, and I'm stuck. I feel stuck within this project, and it might be that a person feels like the issue, but ultimately it's the person is the issue towards the project. It is the thing that is the problem. And then a decider, on the other hand, is this person is getting in the way. This project is now stuck because of it, but this person is getting in the way. It's the perception is the, and I'm not a decider, so I don't know how it actually feels to be a decider in this way. But yeah, that's where I got that from. So I'm not sure if it's a people versus, it's a very objective personality system way to think about it. So yeah, I think this is going to be like a 10, 15, 20 year journey. And as I learn objective personality system, or OPS, and as I learn human design, and as I find more systems of categorizing and typing and understanding humanity and understanding people, I will get better at sort of creating my own system around how to do that. Because I think there's like objective personality system is really, really cool. It's very detailed, really difficult to understand. Human design, really cool, super woo-woo, and can turn a lot of people off simply by the fact that you need a birth time to figure it out. So objective personality system is cool because it's objective in a way where, so the premise of it is that 10 people, doesn't have to be 10 people, but 10 people can separately watch a 40-minute video of you talking and all type you exactly the same based on the system. So that's why it's called objective personality system. You should be able to learn, you should be able to see, all come to the same conclusion about who this person is based on watching them speak. And with the same data set, essentially. You should be able to come to the same conclusions, and from that, if you don't have the same conclusions, you should be able to discuss why, and then someone will be wrong and someone will be right. So that's that. It's really complicated to learn because it's really hard to perceive within yourself. At least from what I've noticed and from what some other people say, it's really difficult to see these things in yourself unless you have really specific and good examples, which are hard to come by because it's a very small system, very small community. So yeah, as I learn those two, there are sort of things about those two systems that are difficult for me to get my head around, but also that I see would be difficult for people to embrace. And I personally feel that the more we learn about how we function as people, the easier it is to have compassion and empathy for humanity and for ourselves, and wisdom around how to move forward as a collective. So I'm on team systems of understanding. I know there are many people that are not on that team, but that's okay. That's kind of just how we roll. Also, if this means anything to anyone, being a fourth base, it's my whole brain is just like geared towards creating systems. So it makes sense that I want to make a system of like some sort of personality system or something. I fully expect it to sort of be in the same realm of human design and OPS, where, and even Myers-Briggs, which is kind of just like, OPS is Myers-Briggs on steroids, so that's why I didn't mention it. But yeah, Myers-Briggs, all those things. I can definitely see my personality system being that's the same. Like it's some people love it, some people hate it, some people just don't give a fuck about it. Or even what's it called? The Enneagram. It's all the same thing. Probably made by a bunch of fourth bases. But anyway, I'm getting off track. I just wanted to update that there's a new type of. I never actually finished the update. There's a new type of intelligence that I'm playing with right now. And I did. Oh yeah, and there's values and motivations that are part of the system now. The new intelligence system is communication, as an essence of communication, or like bridging intelligence. What does that mean? So one of the things that I mentioned to my friend Ari is that people with, say, fashion designers and actors, you don't really often see them hanging out together. And what I've seen is that is because people with one type of intelligence often clump together, and they don't really interact with other types of intelligence. Occasionally they do, but not often. So then there are going to be people that have the specific intelligence around communicating on how to bridge things together, how to combine stuff. Which actually, yeah, that could be the fundamental difference here. It could be connection intelligence, or destruction, like breaking intelligence, like how to break stuff, how to break systems, how to break things, problem finding intelligence. There's definitely something there. That's really interesting. How to bridge things, or how to dismantle things. I want to keep thinking about this. This will be in the back of my head forever, until I have some random epiphany, probably at a party, and I'll have no one to talk about it to, so I will come to YouTube. Okay, bye. 2 videos today. Whoa.